Hey everyone, it's Forrest. It's April. I'm back with more movie pickups. Some of them I've already opened, but let's get and two of them I haven't. But let's get started. First up is 1989's The Phantom of the Opera, starring Robert Englund in the title role. It was produced by 21st Century by Menahem Golan. Shortly after he stepped down as head of Canon Films by his next film production company, 21st Century Film. This movie was. I get the impression that this movie was produced to cash in on the success of the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, which had just come out at the time, as well as Englund's success, all of Englund's success and popularity that he had as Freddy Krueger, also around that same time. Molly Shannon also has a supporting role. Pre Saturday Night Live Molly Shannon. I remember seeing. I remember when I was a kid, I had a bit of a Phantom of the Opera phase. I would check out the different film versions of it, but this one I remember seeing seeing the cover and seeing what was obviously Robert Englund in probably I'm sure it was Freddy Krueger makeup, and I don't know if they even had permission to use if 21st Century had permission to use that. Or at least, well, I don't know. The makeup, actually, I don't know. Englund's makeup in this movie is pretty similar, so it could have been a legitimate production still. But I remember renting this when I was a little. Although I remember not seeing this one until I was a little older. It's definitely more. I don't know. It's basic. It's definitely more. I think it's just more of a. I think it has more. It's definitely more in line with slashers and splatter flicks of the time than any version of the classic story. But if you're a Phantom completist, I would say give it a look. Next up is 2008's Punisher Warzone with Ray Stevenson, directed by Lexi Alexander. This is the first and only Punisher movie I have seen in theaters. And I will actually go as far as to say this is my favorite live-action take on the Punisher. Punisher, he's my favorite Marvel character, and to me, this movie just feels like the Garth Ennis run of the comics come to life, with all the gory, with just the brutality and the gory violence, and it's to me, it's like a Joel Schumacher Batman movie, but they take out minus all the butt shots and nipples, and they just ramped up the gore. They go absolutely crazy with it, and somehow it works. It's just batshit fun. And to me, Ray Stevenson is the definitive Punisher. To this very day, when I read the comic books, I imagine him saying all of Frank Castle's dialogue. Also, this is probably the only live action take on the Punisher that actually got the origin right. So that's pretty much all I got on this. Oh, also sweet sound. Also pretty good soundtrack too. Next up, I've got something from is something I picked up online. It's an independent horror film called Toilet Zombie Baby Strikes Back, directed by Janie Robert McDougall, and I bought it direct. It's a brand new release, just came out this year. I think this might be good in a triple B header with Basket Case and It's Alive. Oh, and actually no, I take that back. It'd be great in a four movie marathon with Basket Case, It's Alive, and Ghoulies. I mean, just killer as far as movies involving killer babies, tiny terrors, and things that crawl around in toilets. So there's that, and also thank you to the movie's actor and producer Todd Yeager for reaching out to me about this. Definitely looking forward to watching it. And next up, I got another one from Matthew Festley, a piece that he worked on. It was a piece that he worked on called Hacked. This was actually a feature film shot during the pandemic, just when it started, and that's pretty. And that's okay. From what we see on the back here, this podcast is To Die For. Plotline is Michael and Darren have a very successful true crime podcast, but when trying to get one of their biggest guests yet turns into a bizarre obsession for Michael. The lines between nightmare and reality begin to blur. Oh, and it's also got Sean. It's got features Cool Duder, aka Sean C. Phillips, in a role. He's always great to watch. So another one I'm looking forward to checking out. Thank you so much, Matt, for sending me this. And then, okay, this last one is okay. I'm going to be totally shameless promotion here. I've already got the T-shirt on for it. Camp Murder. This is my first feature film as a producer. I was one of those lucky handful of folks who received a Blu-ray copy, the DVD will be coming out this summer. I'm definitely grateful to Will Colazzo, aka Nemesis Beast, as well as who wrote this movie, and also Kyle Rappaport, aka Movie Buff One, for letting me know about it in the first place. I'm really proud. My first time producing a feature film. I'm really proud of it. So when it's available in a wider release, please check it out. That's all I've got for now. If you like what you see here, hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.